and welcome back to Date with the Divas. We aspire to bring you quality and engaging content regarding hot topics, your favorite celebrities, fashion, and all that. Everything in this video is alleged and presented in the most biased and opinionated way. We want you, our loyal subscribers, to jump down in those comments and share your opinions. If you haven't subscribed, click on that subscribe button and like our videos, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Date with the Divas, and on Twitter as Date W the Divas. Now, let's introduce the Divas. We have Lavelle.
Evening, Divas. Ching ching.
We have Marilyn.
Evening, Divas.
We have Ms. Lava.
Hey, and I'm going to take a sip for the Divas that are not here with us today.
And we have Ms. Entreats.
Cheers, Divas.
And Alicia.
Hello. Cheers.
And this week, I'm not going to forget me. Hello, this is Joanne. So, Artrice, what do you have for us today?
Okay, let's just jump right in. Last Thursday, the Brooklyn Nets suspended guard Kyrie Irving indefinitely and for at least 5 games without pay after the NBA player tweeted a link to a film that contains anti-Semitic material. On October 29th, when Kyrie first tweeted the link and was asked about it during a post-game press conference why he would support a film like that, at first, he was defiant and extremely unapologetic about his actions. Then the consequences started rolling in, most notably from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, who expressed anger and disappointment in Kyrie and demanded that he apologize and make amends. Kyrie then, I'm sure under pressure from his bosses with the Nets, deleted the tweet and made a joint statement with the Nets that both he and the team would donate $500,000 to the Anti-Defamation League. He then went on to make some soft apologies on his Instagram account and his Twitter account. And he did a press conference that most people consider disastrous, where he basically made one of those non-apology apologies where he didn't actually apologize and he did not denounce the content that was in the film, and he never denied being anti-Semitic himself. So after that press conference, the CEO of the Anti-Defamation League expressed his disappointment in Kyrie's refusal to really apologize, and he refused the money on behalf of the organization. The Brooklyn Nets then expressed that Kyrie was, in their words, unfit to be associated with the team, and they suspended him indefinitely. They have since put forth a list of requirements before they will consider a return to the team. And we're going to share those with you because the list is long. In order to come back and be reinstated, Kyrie must apologize and condemn the film he promoted. He must make a $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes. He must complete sensitivity training. He must complete anti-Semitism training. He must meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders, and he must meet with the team owner to demonstrate an understanding of the situation. I think Adam Silver wants a meeting with him as well. The team did not specify the length of the suspension, but noted it would last until Irving satisfies a series of objective remedial measures that address the harmful impact of his content. Now, Divas, since they put out this list of requirements for Kyrie, Black Twitter and Black YouTube has been on fire, most notably from Black male content creators and Black male commentators who feel that Kyrie is being, as a Black man, humiliated for expressing his point of view. So, Divas, what do you think? Did Kyrie go too far? Or did the Nets go too far? Is the punishment fitting the crime?
I kind of think, and this is all around the whole Kanye time, so I'm kind of mixing the two together, even though, yes, maybe they are the same, maybe they're not the same. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm sure Kyrie was emboldened by Kanye West.
Right. So I mean, I can't say that we're gonna do one thing one here and one thing on the other end. He made it seem, meaning Kyrie, he made it seem like, well, I just posted a link and I didn't say anything. I mean,
I think he also said like, I didn't agree with everything that was in the video or
Mhm.
something to that effect.
Mhm.
He didn't
but that was
specify.
He
afterwards. But
danced
that was,
around.
Yeah.
yes, that was afterwards. So just like Antrice just said, he might have been emboldened by what Kanye said, Kanye did, but at the same time, he's not doing the dance the same way. Like now he's pedaling back to me in this instance. And go
Did he
ahead.
ever share why he shared that video in the first place?
Thank you. Why? What was the purpose?
He said he was just, hitting the share button on something he saw that was interesting. And he didn't say that he agreed with anything. Like he kind of stepped back from it as soon as he did it, but still wouldn't really back down from it. His intentions were unclear, but clear.
Right.
My thing is that at the same token, it's just like, again, just like, Alicia said, it's like, what was the purpose of the tweet? And you as a public figure, whether you like it or not,
Right.
you as a public figure have to be conscientious about everything you do. And yes, people may not like to say, well, I shouldn't be classified as this role model, yada, yada. But the thing is, at the end of the day, is you are a public figure. You represent someone's brand. You represent someone, and you have to recognize that you can't just be flim flam about whatever it is that you post. You have to think about it and be like, what was this doing? The thing is, what was your purpose? If you have no purpose, then why post it?
Exactly.
I think he had a purpose. I think he was trying to spread the message of the film. He may not say that now, but what other purpose would he have had than to spread this message to his followers?
But then again, and okay, fine. But then to say you don't agree with it, but then again, it's just like what would you say, like sex with chocolate? You just dropped it out there and then didn't really say
and he's letting the chips fly where they're gonna fly.
Yeah, where they were. It's just like you drop the pebble in the water and let the ripples go, and then don't do anything. And all of a sudden you're like, I'm not gonna say anything. So I think it's just irresponsible. It's just very irresponsible.
Why are we becoming so insensitive to everyone? Why can't people just take a pause before doing anything? And as of today, the last couple of months have shown we're just throwing things, diarrhea of the mouth, not really considering anybody or anything or any cause. The fact of just being a decent human being to one another, we all have our plights with one way or another. Let's just stop and think about it. And we need to do that.
I agree, Lavelle. I agree. I agree with all of you. Basically, he just put it out there. Initially, maybe he, like Anchi said, he was just trying to make a subliminal statement by just posting it out there and let's see what happens. And if it turned out good, then he was gonna be yeah. This is what I did. But now that it's not the best thing that happened, then he's like, well, my bad. No, he didn't say my bad. He said I didn't say anything, but you did. Because when you post something, you're saying something. Just like if I'm posting a picture of flowers, and
you have to stand behind those flowers.
Right, you gotta stand behind it, right?
So, I don't know if you guys heard Charles Barkley, LeBron James, and Shaquille. I forgot who the third person was. Somebody else came out and criticized Kyrie for what he did. Or they basically said he was participating in promoting hate speech. And they stood with the league and they thought that he needed to make amends. And from what I'm seeing on YouTube and Twitter, a lot of Black men feel like, well, why aren't you standing behind this young man? Like, why? And they're calling them sellouts. That's what's happening. Do you think we have a responsibility to back each other up no matter what?
Ignorance is ignorance, and I'm not gonna back ignorance just because you're the same anything as me, whether you're a woman, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're Black. If wrong is wrong, and
Agreed.
Hannon used, a phrase in terms of like, I forget what was it called. I forget the term that he used, but basically
Bucking?
saying, as slaves, what the
Bucking.
overseer did
buck
was
breaking.
buck breaking.
breaking.
There you go.
Mhm.
Thank you, Antrice. About, you using one person as a model to let you know, like, you can't do this, and punish them to the point where you beat them so that basically they see that this is what happens to you, and then you need to just dial it back. But at the end of the day is wrong, and that's all it is. Wrong is wrong.
Yeah,
Everybody likes to throw around this free speech thing. I just feel like nothing's free, and your words have consequences.
Absolutely.
So while you may be free to say what you want to say, you still have to be willing to deal with the consequences of what you're saying.
We are in bondage to the law in order to be free.
Be free.
Simple.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
I
That's
it.
it.
Thank
agree.
you. You know what? Drink to that one.
All
Yeah, I
right.
totally agree. But playing on the devil's advocate side here a little bit, he should have consequences for his actions, but does it seem like his consequences were way harsher than when white people said negative things about Black people's consequences? Like, when has white people had to have microaggression training? Has that been issued to anybody celebrity wise who said some insensitive things? I don't think so. Have they had to meet
Quite a
with
few
Black
white
leaders who are
celebrities
Black
been
leaders?
canceled. I think a few white celebrities have been canceled because they've been racist.
Canceled, but they didn't have to have the whole list of, okay, you need to go do this, you need to go do that, none of that stuff. So that's where I feel like where some of those Black guys might be coming from. It's like, okay, you're giving this whole list, but for everybody else, you just either fired them and moved on, or forgave them and moved, you know what I mean? So it just seems like it's different type of consequences because it's Jewish people.
Well, it could appear that way, or it could just be that at this point here, we have a list of what was required or what is wanted in terms of quote unquote reparations. And in some other instances, we're a society of sparkly now and then we forget about you later. So we heard, this particular person doing one thing and okay, they got in trouble, meaning fired. I'm just saying, Alicia. Okay, and then, but there were possibly consequences, but we just didn't hear it because we're on the next sparkly, shiny topic. So I think it could, we don't know, and I do believe that there have been, people that had to do more than just say, I'm sorry, or they got fired.
Well, look at Paula Dean. She just got canceled. Done. We've never heard from the lady again. At least
her products are still on the shelves to buy them. Those,
she got fired from her job. Her show is gone. It's over.
But
I'm gonna need for the followers to post in the comments and let us know, like, could you cite some examples of other, Caucasians that have been given a list of demands? Help us out. School us. Because clearly there may be some sort of,
imbalance
here. Let us know.
It is in the jail system, so it's got to be for celebrities, but what else?
She done went to the jail. She done went jail. Whoa.
I'm just saying, it's historically known that we get punished harsher for
definitely.
We can steal a piece of candy and get life sentences versus them murdering somebody.
Power, baby. Fight the power.
Power for the people.
That's right. No. That's right. No.
Okay, divas, on to lighter and brighter fare. In what is now the 4th edition of Rihanna's infamous Savage Fenty fashion show, the pop diva and billionaire mogul, as she always does, invited a bevy of famous people to make special guest appearances, but none of them quite as surprising as Mr. Johnny Depp. Now, we know the actor just won a defamation lawsuit against his ex-wife, Amber Heard, earlier in 2022, and is now making all the efforts to return to his life as an A-list entertainer. And Rihanna's fashion show was just one of his stops on the way. During the show, in a clip shared by TMZ, Page 6, and other outlets, the actors featured walking through a smoky forest while wearing a checkered shirt and a long brown robe. Do we have that video, Alicia?
Yes.
There he is. Now, you guys can't hear it, but in the background, the song So Fresh, So Clean by Outkast plays as Depp roams through the forest. Now, while I will admit that I do find Johnny Depp attractive, when I see him, the words fresh and clean don't immediately pop to mind, but you know, it was a choice. So reaction to the appearance was quite mixed, with many people offended that the actor would ever even be asked to walk in a women's fashion event based off of his history. In its review of the show, Online Magazine dubbed his appearance as painful and poorly representative of the brand's ethos, which promotes inclusivity and modern thinking. And they weren't the only ones who felt this way. Rolling Stone wrote that they still don't understand Depp's involvement, which The Independent called barmy, and further stated that the joke seems to be on us. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Abbott Elementary actress Cheryl Lee Ralph, who also walked in the show, dismissed the backlash surrounding Depp's cameo. And she said, and I'm quoting, "I was told a very long time ago, PR is a very interesting thing. And as long as they are talking about you, it's doing its job." I think, Divas, what most people find confusing is Rihanna is a survivor of abuse herself. So they found this choice of cameo by Mr. Depp interesting in light of his interactions with his ex-wife. But what do you guys think? Do you think Rihanna's choice means she supports him, or is she just able to separate business from the personal? What do you guys think?
Number one, with your so fresh and so clean comment, I have to agree.
Ding, 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 ding.
Lord, that's pirate.
I wasn't that.
Yeah, interesting song for the pirate king, right?
Yeah, right. I mean,
Right.
you know, come on. But yeah, I for me, we can go by, you know, with Alicia saying devil's advocate, you know, Rihanna has a team of people creating these things, and maybe it was just this thing that, you know, they contracts are signed and things like this, and maybe she could not, I don't know, say no. But they
said it was her idea from what I read.
Initially her idea,
and they pursued him, and both sides were very
well. Then sorry, Rihanna. Yeah, I was trying for you, girl. But if to me, in my opinion, I would feel some kind of way, because again, I would, you know, if I was in her position, she was in this position already, and then you have someone already on the tails of this subject, and this is how you're, you know, promoting your brand, yourself, your song, your music, your line, etc. To me, it's questionable. It's really questionable.
To a certain degree, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna drink my wine, mind my business.
It's water, isn't it? Water, drink water, and mind my business.
Yeah. But I will say, it's just like, it's very odd. I think the collaboration was just odd. I didn't get it. I didn't understand the connection. I think that's what a lot of people's problems. And then I can say, you know, and I'm trying to like pulling straws, and I mean hard straws, to say, maybe this is about some sort of forgiveness, maybe, where she has come to grips with, you know, whatever she's gone through, and she was able to get to a place. Listen, I'm drawing straws. She was able to get to a place with Chris Brown where, you know, I may not be whatever. Yes, comments.
Comment,
but
y'all.
You know, and I'm pulling straws. I'm not condoning it. That maybe she feels like, okay, fine. Maybe he needs some, I don't want to say forgiveness,
redemption,
you know, to a certain degree. I don't know, you know, but I'm thinking like, you know, some survivors, once they get to a point of
whatever that place
is for them, where they're okay, because it's a wound that never fully heals, and there's always going to be some traumatic, you know, effects, you know, behind it. But when you get to a point of where, you know what, sometimes you have to forgive people in order for yourself to move, in order for you to move on.
Yeah, but
For
do you
some
have to
people.
put them in your fashion show?
But again, then we think about what Cheryl Lee Ralph said.
I was gonna say,
Publicity,
Cheryl,
whether bad or good, it's publicity.
we're
Marilyn, you
talking
were gonna
about
say?
it. That's what I said. She basically said, don't matter what you do, as long as you're talking about it. And now we're talking about it, and people are still gonna go out and buy her clothes and makeup. She got this backlash, but it ain't gonna hit her too long or hard. She'll keep moving now, unless Johnny go and do something else, Mr. Dip.
It's not gonna last long because next week is
Black Friday.
Wakanda. She'll be
Yeah.
right there with her music.
But
Well,
didn't
and
the
you
jury
have to
agree with-
remember, a lot of guys think Johnny Depp is cool.
Right.
And Rihanna does sell men's wear in her Fenty line.
Again, but I'm
So
trying to
maybe
figure
Johnny
out this
is for the
link.
men. What'd you say?
Because when you look at the lingerie of Savage Fenty and look at, and again, I commend her for the fact that she has like a wide array of representation of the models, which I totally commend. And again, I'm thinking, okay, so I'm trying to, again, pull straws and figure out what is this connection? Because again, when you look through her website, there are, models of all different shapes, sizes, I don't want to say
Everything.
disabilities. Everything is all over the place. And it's a beautiful thing to see, like, she's just saying, you're beautiful no matter what. So I'm just trying to, again, I'm pulling straws.
Could it be Johnny Depp? You're beautiful no matter what.
And then I'm sorry, but didn't a jury agree with him though? So it's
Yeah,
not like he's
the
the only
jury
person
did
on the
exonerate
planet
him.
who is giving him a little break. Like he won some money in he won his case for the most part that he was defamed. So I mean, technically,
That
is
case
she-
was a hot mess, though. It was a hot mess in general.
Does anybody
All of
else
them were
have
hot.
any other comments? Drop those comments out. I'd like to hear other people's points of views.
Well, you guys those of us old enough to remember the Rihanna Chris Brown incident. I recall that Rihanna went to the Grammys with Chris Brown less than a year, maybe a year after that incident. There was a reunification, and I think there was some pressure put on her to end that relationship. It's possible Rihanna has a thing for bad boys. I mean,
she's not dating the man. She just put him in her show. Okay.
Again, I need to
Kissed him at
know.
the end. She didn't give him a
I need her
hug.
peoples to let me know why is it she put him in the show. Like, what is the connection? Johnny Depp ain't got a body. He ain't got anything. And he's definitely not fresh and clean.
that was a joke. She was trying to.
I know, but
Maybe she just felt sorry for him. Maybe his camp reached out to her and begged.
well, feel sorry for me. Put me in your show. Please put me in your show.
She's
Feel
doing a
sorry for
Christian
Lava.
deed, okay? You're supposed to help those in need, okay?
I'm in need. Put me in the Savage Fenty because I got your stuff. I can model it.
All right, jump down in the comments and let us know.
Please.
Do you have an issue with Johnny Depp being in the fashion shows now? Like, is this something that needs to stop? Should it ever have happened in the first place? Let us know your opinion. And why did Rihanna do this?
Why, Rihanna?
Because she got enough money, she can do what she want to do.
Basically.
But we still asking why.
Child, this next story, I don't even know.
This is who you need to have
Let's keep it
heat for,
going.
Lava,
Let's keep the
not
laughter
for
moving.
Rihanna.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Our beloved Nick Cannon will soon have enough children to build a soccer team. Via a nude photo shoot, of course, because what other way do you announce your pregnancy? With model Alyssa Scott, the two announced that they have a, quote, miracle on the way. After the couple lost their 5-month-old son to brain cancer last December, Alyssa is pregnant again. The baby on the way marks the Wild 'N Out host's 11th known child with 6 different women. Divas, what is going on with this man? Is there an agenda? Is there a vision? What is the purpose? Why?
I'm mad.
Is he irresistible? When you look at his photo, is he? No, I'm kidding. Just go.
Not that photo.
Girl,
He's not a bad looking guy, but that photo, we're going to need to find a better photo.
I mean, this is kind of what he looks like. Come on now.
I'm just mad about the fact that he's saying, let God order my steps. I'm
Girl,
mad
that-
about that because I love the song. I love the song Order My Steps. Love it, love it, love it. And when I think about the song and I think about what he's doing, I can't.
But it takes
He
two.
wants a big family, you know, apparently he wants a big family. But
Well,
I
he
want to know
got
what
one.
he got
He's
going
not a
on.
big fan. I hope he can support all these kids. I know
Okay.
that man is doing well in life, but is he doing that well? Where you know
Well, you
he-
see the memes
Well,
coming
we
out.
know he's a hustler, right? I mean, he's like got jobs here.
But
there.
these athletes and rich men get upset when one side piece has a child, but he can afford to take care of 12 children and 6 mamas.
They're not complaining. Mamas are not complaining because they do it. They're still having the babies, right?
And some of them have multiple.
Yes,
And they're
many of them have
beautiful women, too.
multiple.
Like they can get any guy. Like how beautiful they are.
These are gorgeous young women. I don't even.
His dick is dipped in gold, y'all.
It better be.
I can't see it, sorry.
But
I'm sorry, this is like
Marilyn, you
sister
can
wife stuff.
you can get the dick without the baby. Like
They
you
This
know
is sister
what?
wife stuff. This is he needs to use
Yeah,
his own TLC spinoff. This is a TLC show right here of sister wives / almost a cult. Like
Yeah, I need the reality show for this. I need to know what's
Yes.
going on.
because
Yeah,
all
yeah.
he's telling them to get them to be like, yes, I'm okay with you sleeping with me and sleeping with her because they got
They're
know
trying to
together.
memorialize their sleeping with Nick Cannon. They want some
Like-
tangibility.
What is the incentive for like?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
I know Mariah's like, Lifestyle was the first one. Wasn't she the first one?
Yes. She
At
was
least she's like, I was
she
the
was.
first
And she's
one and
probably,
I
that's
was
why she has,
married.
I think she has no comment.
Yes, she's like, I first and was married.
And he's not the first person,
He's
to
not,
have
definitely not going to be the last.
not gonna be the last. I guess maybe because he's in the public eye that we're like so
Flavor
focused.
Flav. That's the other one. Don't he
Say
got
that
a lot
again?
of kids? Flavor Flav.
He does?
Yes, he has
I
a
think
couple.
okay.
People
No.
are having Flavor Flav's babies? Oh my
Listen,
God.
That's woo, she-
listen,
You don't know
Yes,
what's gonna
listen.
come out
We
of
are
you.
all God's children, but some of us are adopted, but we are all God's children.
That is so true. I have a question. Do you think these kids get to have play dates at Mariah's house?
Oh, why
no,
house?
no.
Why they got to go to her house?
Well, they're related. Like your kids are related
But
to
why
her
they got to go?
kids.
Why can't they go to the second baby mama's house?
Now they
Right.
need to go to Nick's house. He need to bring
Thank
them all
you.
together. They
That
ain't going
part.
to.
Well, they can all. I
He
think there
could
was a
build
meme
a
with Doug
compound. How
Hughes.
about that? He could build a
He probably does
compound.
have one. We ain't seen
Mariah
it.
ain't on that compound.
Not gonna be in the part of the compound, but
Could
yeah,
you imagine being a child like that? Of I have 12 brothers and sisters as well, and they're all from different, either moms or something like that. So it's gonna delete their dating pool for sure. They'll have to move to a whole nother country to find
Well,
somebody.
just as long as their mamas let them know. Listen, I need for you to. Okay, who, Junior? Who are you dating? No, you cannot date her.
Thank
That is your
you.
sister.
Oh yeah, that's your
thank
sister.
you. You're gonna have to make sure. Wait a
If
second.
keep close contact with the baby mothers and make sure that everyone is in close quarters with each other.
Thank you.
We have annual family reunions so that everyone can always know a face and be like, yo, dude, I got somebody, a bad chick I'm gonna hook you up with. Nah, dude, I can't do that. That's my sister.
That's my cousin. You gotta keep up with
That's
the
my
cousins.
cousin.
You gotta
Hello.
keep up with the cousins these kids have.
How about
Yeah.
dating somebody and having them come into your house and say, "Why do you have a picture of my grandfather on your on your?"
Right.
Right.
So I have a question for you, ladies. Do you think that he's purposely just doing it for mixed women, or are you like offended that there's no black baby mama around, or what?
Well,
He
it could
just
be.
loves- He maybe just loves children.
Well, that's what I think he
Children.
said. He loves children and he wants, I think the quote was, back in the days, like he said, like in the beginning of it, like he wants a big family and he loves kids.
But the thing is, there's so many kids on this earth that are already here that need homes. Like, why don't you just go adopt 10, 15, 20 kids?
Because
And how
that
much
means he
real-
has to
how much
take
realistic-
care of them. He
Yeah, I
doesn't
was gonna
have
say,
to take care of them. The women's will have the children. He can bounce around to different houses and still be single and out there still slinging it.
Good
Mhm.
point, Marilyn.
Because
Good.
yeah, I'm like, is he even spending quality time with these kids? Like, because you gotta work to keep all these bills up. Like,
Listen, there are people who have just one child and don't have quality time. So,
mhm.
you know, it's all of how important that role is.
Yeah, that's to me. I find you think about it. I mean, even you look at the shows like that Sister Wives type thing or what have you, and you start to wonder if there's any kind of push and pull between the women. Well, you're spending more time with these kids or those kids, or or Christmas. How do we do that?
Do you think this is like a reflection of the women's self-esteem to be able to want to share him like this?
Absolutely.
And then you wonder, right? The other way around.
Mm.
I always put that because, okay, so, I'll be a woman with, several fathers
there's a
of my
stigmatism.
children. Are we getting the same kind of?
Nope. You a hoe, Joe.
Right.
Thank you. You was a hoe.
Okay.
But to him, it's Nick Cannon. Well, yeah, he's Nick Cannon. Well, just like you said, Marilyn, his thing may be made of gold, and here we are talking again. Here we are talking about him. And so, what is it? Is there this stereotype? Is there this this thing that that we can classify different women differently than we classify men? Because again, if I had 12 kids by 6 baby daddies, I would be off the market. People, there would be an X on my door, like, do not.
Scarlet letter. Scarlet letter.
Even the guys. So if I'm the female with the various fathers for my children, the one like, do you accept that for me? Like, that's what I'm saying in terms of the reverse. For whereas Nick Cannon, do you expect, these women to say, okay, yeah, it's all good. But if you were put in this place, would you be okay with that? Or what's the, and I want people to ask those questions or comment below. If males that are watching this, ask, or comment about this. How would you feel? What are your thoughts on this?
What would people say about a famous woman who had 10 kids by 6 different men?
Again,
Said she a hoe.
See, but why? See, that's the thing, though, right? But did we speak in those terms to Nick Cannon? All we just keep saying is, "Oh wow, he's got all these."
He's
kids.
a hoe too. But I mean,
it's already
he a male hoe.
I think that people have this thing, like, I think he said that he was devastated by the death, excuse me, of his son, which is another reason why, he wanted to, have another one. But again, that he loves having kids, but at the end of the day, he loves being single. And so in my mind, I'm just like, what are we, and again, this is like this new mentality. I think COVID has got everybody just all messed up in the game at the end of the day, in terms of, why, what is the need for it? What are we doing?
Right.
And
then I also think too that this kind of also shows how maybe uninvolved he is, because if all those kids were actually staying at his house 24/7 and he, and the women weren't around and he was a single dad with all these kids, he would probably actually put on a condom next time,
That'd be so funny.
But when you're involved, yeah, and that's again, what is his involvement? And again, he can walk out the door. The mom still got to stay with the kids.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think he's a menace and he needs to be stopped. My personal opinion. You guys jump
Get
on
him
the comments
fixed.
to let us know. Is Nick Cannon starting a cult? Is this normal? Should this be acceptable? What do we think about this? Let us know.
Right, all right. Do we have any more topics? Is that it?
That's
Because
it.
this was just a lot for me.
I'm almost finished. My bottle. This was a lot going on today.
For real. Well, once again, thanks a lot, ladies. I had a great time.
Always
Comment below.
Yes.
Good
Have
night,
a great
guys.
Comment,
one.
subscribe. Let us know what you're thinking.